The final step in creating the orrery is to actually build the planets. Um, it's a good practice, at least I believe so, to use nature to emulate nature. And as many of you know from looking around on my website, you've seen that I've done a lot of woodworking with exotic woods. And I believe that using wood to model the planets can work. If you can imagine the planet Jupiter with a sphere made out of this particular piece is zebra wood, you can see how the grain pattern of the wood matches what Jupiter actually looks like. And likewise with each of the planets, this particular wood is cocobolo. This could be used for, Mars possibly. I have canary wood, which could possibly be Saturn. I also have olive wood here, which could also be Saturn. The thing with working with wood is that it's nature, so that the grain pattern varies throughout the piece, and depending on where I make the cuts and what section of the wood is used, we'll be in for some surprises, because you can't see inside the piece and see where the grain is running. So this will take some trial and error, but I think that this has the potential to really be an interesting way to model the planets. This is a piece of Babinga, which again could be Mars, it could be Mercury, but I certainly have a large selection of wood here and a lot of experimenting I can do. I even got my hands on some driftwood, because what is the moon if it's just not a piece of driftwood floating in space? I don't know how driftwood is going to machine when I try to turn it into a sphere, but it's one of the things that I will experiment with. The Earth presents a different problem altogether, because we're all very familiar with the way the Earth looks, and in fact most of us think of it as typically as the globe you would see, on your desk in an office or something. But that's certainly not the way it looks from space. In space it's covered with clouds. And my feeling is that if you tried to, for example, paint the continents on, if it didn't come out exactly right, it would look very wrong. So rather than do that, I'm thinking of using these are pen blanks. For people who make pens, they turn the body of the pen out of these, and they're made from acrylic, but they have all sorts of swirls of different colors in them. This particular one is blue and green, and again, depending on where the sphere is taken from the particular piece, it could very well end up looking like green continents against a blue ocean. They certainly wouldn't match the real continents, but it would give the appearance. It would certainly be identifiable as Earth. I've also gotten pieces of the same material that is blue and white. And this could very well end up looking like, the blue earth in cloud cover. But again, we won't know until I actually start cutting into this and making spheres out of it. But I'm hopeful that this will present some interesting looks. And I'll make videos of some of my work on the lathe using the radius turner to turn some of these, and we'll see how we go from here. One thing to keep in mind, though, the planets are small. I mean, this is a small orrery. You've seen it. It's the sun. I'm considering using this clear acrylic ball, and this is 1.5 inches in diameter. And obviously, all the planets would have to be considerably smaller than that. Some of them are actually no more than 1/4 inch in diameter. So this is going to present some interesting challenges, but I'm sort of looking forward to it.